Irving Man. Irving Man. This promises to be a difficult one because the story is pretty minimal. We have long stretches where somebody's either moping around or buried in regrets. As we begin, Professor Monster is showing the Amazoness a chameleon and saying he's going to make it into a machine bim. The other ingredient he needs is a human to modify with it. Fortunately, he has a whole room full of frozen ones. He's like a little kid at dinner time. I don't like any of it. I want to get my own. He says he wants a subject that's full of energy. Is he going to grab Takuya? It'd be a tad cliche, but it'd be hilarious. The narrator tells us that Monster travels in a disguised hearse because if he's carrying what appears to be a dead body, nobody asks why. In reality, he has a luxury seat in the back where he sips chilled wine while everybody else does the work.
Dokuro対悪魔の霊柩車.
Skull Gang versus the Devil's Hearse. I bet I know who's going to win. See, even if you have a whole gang of motorcycles, they're no match for any kind of car. Because even the tiniest car can run you off the road like that. Cut to an arcade where Takuya is trying to play a slot machine of some kind.
Otobaiが好きな山城拓也は他人に迷惑をかけるのは嫌いだった。だからドクロ団の態度に向かっ腹を立てていた。
I felt the same way when I rode a bike. Why do some of these guys have to be B-movie stereotypes? You like riding. Cool. Go ride. There's no reason to try to push people around like this. They disagree. They decide to take him outside and throw him a beating. But after his team's little encounter with the gang, Professor Monster wants to know more about their leader. He's parked across the street.
超能力に優れている山城拓也は霊柩車に不審なものを感じた。しかしその霊柩車に宿敵モンスター教授が乗っていることまでは気づかなかった。
His spider sense is only telling him there's something bad about the hearse, not what it is. And right now he doesn't have time to think about it, as 6 guys prove what big men they are by pummeling one man. An older man runs up to try and help. That's right, his dad. Masao is the leader of this bunch, and his boys just threw his father on the ground and injured his right knee enough that he can't stand up. Takuya helps him get home and wraps the knee up for him. He may as well. Those guys slowed him down enough that the hearse got away. An extensive search turns up no sign of it.
すまんな。とんだ迷惑をかけてしまって。あんたは足のせがれと同じぐらいの年格好だが、ご両親はご健在かな？
いや、親父もお袋もいません。
そうか。
Yeah, he's about Masao's age, but he went a whole different direction. He explains that his parents are dead and he and his sister take care of their little brother. The old man explains that he wanted Masao to take over his photo studio, but the boy wants to be a racer. He has Takuya's attention. He says he was against it, and Takuya asks why. It's because Masao's mother died in a car accident and he's all our man has left. But the day she died, Masao stormed out of the house and now he leads a biker gang. Takuya tries to explain that kids have to try their wings. He says, I was disobedient to my father for a while too. With enough time, Masao will come back to you. The way he's going, he may want to do that fairly soon because as reckless as he's riding, he might not have that much time. I wonder if that cop has any recourse other than yelling, pull over through his PA again and again. Meanwhile, we have an extended scene of Takuya looking at a picture of his father while part of the ending song plays. He's regretting every time he gave his dad any guff, and he'd really like to see Masao return to his father. Guess what? He's getting his wish.
Masao, 戻ってきてくれたのか。ちょうどいい。さあ、一緒に食事をしよう。
こんなまずい飯が食えるかよ。
Dude, his food may not be restaurant quality, but that doesn't mean you have to throw him around and hurt him again like that. He is your father. This kid needs a few things explained. He demands money and finally takes the old man's whole wallet.
お前なんか息子じゃない。二度と彼女に帰ってからな。
じゃあな。
The gentleman is clearly very traditional in his ways, so what did it take for him to say, you are not my son? Yeah, okay, first he'd have to learn English. Smart Alec.
Masao.
I'm pretty sure paramedics couldn't get there that fast, and since when do they wear helmets? The woman who's driving the ambulance especially caught his eye, as we saw. He calls Takuya to tell him Masao has been in an accident, but he's not in any of the hospitals. We finally learn that our friend's name is Amano. That's a relief. Calling him the old man felt a little unnice. Old man Amano is much nicer. He spends a lot of time on the ground like that. I'm not sure he knows how to use that cane.
どうつい急いでたもんで。いや、どう。
Yep, it's the woman who was driving the ambulance. He'd know her anywhere. He flags down a taxi, and another driver gets to hear those immortal words, follow that car. On another path, Spiderman is following his spider sense in his wrist gadget, and they've both wound up at the same place. Professor Monster just finished the surgery, and he is not happy with his second in command.
バカ者つけられようっていう。
Yeah, she got cocky and was followed. But it's just by Amano, neither of them knows about Spider-Man yet. And I've always wondered what that weird lens thing over his left eye is. Now we know what it's for. When most people don't want the deer head on the wall anymore, they give it to a thrift store or sell it in a yard sale. He shoots a beam out of his eye thingy and disintegrates it. I can't decide if that's efficient or a wasteful use of energy. Amano intends to call Takuya and tell him what he's found. Good thing there's a phone booth nearby.
その時、拓也がすぐそばにいることを知らぬ写真屋の天野は拓也に連絡を取ろうとしていた。
The Amazoness just killed Amano in the villain's favorite way, shot him in the back. Another father figure on Takuya's conscience because of the Iron Cross Army. The cars are gone again, but he may as well see what's inside the facility. Boy, that's a scary one. I bet that tongue is lethal. That's why he leaves it dangling out of his mouth 1.5 feet. Hey, I was kidding. So it's not a tongue, it's a hose that sprays some kind of acid that eats through walls. After the requisite fight with the hired help, Spider-Man confronts the Amazoness and the machine beam.
お前は天野正夫だろ。お前の父親はお前を助けようとして鉄十字団に殺された。目を覚ませ。
改造されてマシンベムになった者は人間の意志は通じない。
She says once they become machine bems, they're no longer affected by human emotions and stuff. What she means is there's nothing of Masao left in that thing. He's as dead as his father is. There's nothing left but to defeat this thing in the usual way.
暴走獣、お前が倒す相手はスパイダーマン。
マシンベム暴走獣。バーベラー！
He's a machine bem, so you knew he was going to grow like that. Besides, we can't go without Marveler 2 weeks in a row. Change a Leopardon, and from here it's pretty basic. The graphics for Arc, Turn, and Sword Vigor are a little different, and the variation is nice, but the end result is still the same. Kaboom! Takuya has one more reason to destroy Professor Monster and the Iron Cross Army. They destroyed a parent's love. Seems like they already did that to him once. This isn't an American story. There's no redemption for Masao at the end. He dies the way he chose to live, violently. Unlike the 2 previous Spider-Man series we've looked at, this one doesn't hide the ugly underbelly of being a superhero. The bad guys play for keeps, and you don't even need to be a combatant. I suppose it's just as well that Mr. Amano didn't see what his son became. As fragile as he was, laughing so hard and so long could have been bad for his health.
闇深く響く地獄の足音